And what Crypto Hulk got a show lined up for you. I think I'm not trying to hype nothing up. I think Codius has now been released. It's not fully activated yet. They're deploying Codius. That's the final portion of everything. My name's Crypto Hulk. I'm not a financial advisor, not a crypto advisor. Biggest liar on YouTube. I don't know anything about crypto. If I show you a website, I photoshopped it. Everything's a lie in this program. And today, I really feel from the notes that I've taken, the information I've studied, the final stage of all this crypto, at the end, you need something to control it. And I feel that it's Codius. Let me check some comments here. I've done shows on Codius before. I'll give you the link to that. Andrew Montoya. Andrew Montoya. That's the first person that showed up. MKP. TS402. They got a 1970s legend. MKP is here as well. Let's go over this. I found out last night, I'm studying crypto like I normally do. Don't watch TV, don't watch movies or nothing. Study crypto, try to find conspiracy and news. I find this. Now, here's the introductory article. Let me get this copied for you. And I'll do a copy paste. All right, Crypto She-Hulk is here. So here's where it starts. I saw this article years ago. I showed this article. Here we are about a year and a half, close to 2 years later. The title is Citibank's Big Idea. And what is Citibank's big idea? Is that central banks use a shared ledger. Now, this was September of 2021. So, almost like 2 years ago. Citibank is one of the three pigs. On my program for 3.5 years, I've been telling you guys about the three little pigs: Citibank, JP Morgan, and HSBC. What's so important about them, Crypto Hulk? Well, they're the top three money movers in the world. If you move money in the world, it goes through one of those three banks. So, yeah, they're kind of big, right? And they got the network all laid out and stuff. What three banks are the biggest losers if crypto takes over? Those three, the three little pigs: JP Morgan, Citibank, and Household Savings Bank. They move all the money in the world for a fee. Now, what crypto is going to do is tear into those profits, tear into it. Those three banks can't have this crypto happen unless they can control it. Now, all of a sudden, you're starting to see it, right? So, out of the blue, year and a half ago, Citibank comes up. Citibank comes up with some idea of a shared ledger. Oh, Citibank wants central commercial banks to use a shared ledger for the quote. Here's what Citibank says: the quote, digital money format war. So, isn't it weird how one of the three little pigs is saying, oh, we need to have a shared ledger because we have a money war going on? Well, it's not a war, Citibank. It's called a monopoly that you have. It's called a monopoly, Citibank, because you're fucking over the whole world. But you want to call it a war? Well, then actually, you're the one that started it. Oh, but all of a sudden now, Citibank has an idea. Here's the title again: Citi's big idea. Central commercial banks use shared distributed ledger technology for the digital money format war. Well, that's kind of interesting. I didn't know there was a war going on. Well, yeah, there is, because the war is that Citibank doesn't want to lose all their money because of crypto. So Citibank's going to make it look like there's some kind of bank war going on when they're the fucking ones that started it. Oh, damn, Crypto Hulk. I don't see what you said in the article. Yeah, because, I just read articles, right? That's all I do. I've had dumb people, well, a lot of dumb people show up to my program and say, all you do is read articles. I could do that on my own. Oh, yeah. Okay. DIY. Got it. So almost 2 years ago, Citibank saying, "Oh, we have this digital war going on," and I'm like, "Well, yeah, we do, Citibank, because your fucking ass caused it. If we have a digital money war going on, it's because Citibank caused it." And now all of a sudden, Citibank is desperate, like an 80-year-old hooker trying to make money to make the ends meet. And now all of a sudden, Citibank says, "Hey everybody, I'm one of the three little pigs that Crypto Hulk talked about. And well, I finally have to admit we have a digital war going on." And then Crypto Hulk's looking at them like, "Well, you're the fucking cause of it." You see how ridiculous this is? So during today's Corticon Enterprise Blockchain Conference, Tony McLaughlin from Citibank said the regulated sector should work together to fight the digital money format war. Wow, how fucking stupid is that? You got the biggest crook on the planet, one of the top three crooks on the planet, and they're like, "Yeah, we need to stop this money war going on with banks." Now, I'm reading this and I'm like, are you fucking delusional or high? Which one? You're one of the three little pigs Crypto Hulk has been talking about for 3 years, and you're saying there's a money war going on? Well, yeah, because you fucking started it, you fucking dumbass. Like, these people seriously think, oh, well, if you watch the YouTube videos that are out, and the content creators, they're fucking stupid, so they're not going to call any of this out at all. So the Citibank executive, okay, he suggested that central banks, commercial banks, and e-money providers consider using a shared ledger. Oh, really? Using a shared computer system. Huh. The regulated liability network to enable tokenized money. So, okay, let's look at this again, because it's actually very important. Crypto Hulk 3.5 years ago has been warning you about the three little pigs: JP Morgan, Citibank, and HSBC. These three assholes manipulate all the money movement in the world. Crypto showed up on the scene and it threatens their monopoly. That's basically what's going on. These three assholes have been bribing our government people for so long. These three assholes have been bribing government to not do anything with crypto. because they don't want crypto laws. See, think about this. Bitcoin came out in 2009, 14 years ago, right? Now, Bitcoin represents a change in the system. I'm not trying to kiss up to Bitcoin or nothing, but I'm going to tell you what, Bitcoin is threatening the three little pigs. Now, the three little pigs have bribed our government in the United States and other countries to not make crypto laws and regulations. Now we're seeing these three little pigs are desperate, so they're going to come up with something called the regulated what is this again, the regulated network, liability network. And they're trying desperately to hold on to their monopoly in the world. So, but now here's how this works. Unfortunately, the RLN, it's basically the Ripple platform. So they're building on top of it a network of banks so that so the same people that are fucking choking us out, the top banks come up with a network, a platform, a layer two, whatever the fuck you want to call it, to save us from the money transfer war. Oh, that's kind of like when the rich people say they care about us and they're going to try to help things for us. No, they don't. Like, interesting. So let me continue. The concept involves creating a blockchain with tiers, TIERS, and partitions on which central banks perform the same current role dealing with commercial banks. On the same ledger, commercial banks and e-money providers perform similar activities as they do now with their clients. So what one of the three little pigs has done is realized, oh shit, this crypto thing is going to put us out of business. We've got to come up with a way to not get put out of business. Let's come up with something called the regulated liability network and have everybody work on the same network, and then we can regulate it and then keep control of it and still keep fucking people over. So that's what the RLN is. Sorry to be so pessimistic sounding, but it's called reality and it's true. Given this is how things work today, and most legislation is technically technology agnostic, it likely wouldn't require legislative changes and may dispense with the need for CBDCs. In Citibank McLaughlin's view, the debates around central bank digital currency frame the conversation as public versus private money. An alternative perspective is to look at regulated versus unregulated money. The concept also addresses bank coins and settlement coins. If we as commercial banks think that the right thing to do is for each other to create our own coins, the regulated sector will be fragmented and will not help. So what they're trying to do is this. Here's what's going on. The three little fucking pigs have controlled money from the day one of their existence. Now all of a sudden, they realize, oh shit, this crypto can put us out of business. Let's create a platform that runs on crypto and convince all the other banks that are our competition. See, those three banks, Citibank, JP Morgan, and HSBC, they're the kings of the world's moving of money. What they don't want is all the other banks to have an advantage over them. So what Citibank's trying to do is convince all the banks, oh yeah, we got this money war going on, and we need to like find some other system so we don't have to like fight each other. And I'm thinking, well, those three banks, they're the cause of all the fucking problems. So that's what we got. Citibank wants all the other banks to run on top of a platform. And listen to this. It's like their hopes is, yeah, so we don't have to have a money war. No, that's not it. Look, I don't have all the answers. When very rich people say, we need to work together to stop all this waste of money, then you know there's a problem and they're lying to you. What they're really trying to do is get control of the technology so they can make you a slave again. So they take you out of one form of slavery, sell you on this new idea of a regulated liability network, and then make you slave again. That's all that's going on. Okay. And it will happen. Unfortunately, it will happen because those three banks, they run shit and they bribe Congress people. And that's where all this is going right now. And that's why I'm showing you this article. Now, some of us are here very early. We're in crypto super early. We can get our crypto, put it on a hardware wallet. We're not staking it. We're not trying to get money. And all this other dumb shit. I've heard people say, "Oh yeah, I want to get a little bit of, if I can loan or something." Dude, are you high? Like, where do you get this shit from? Where do you get these ideas to do this dumb shit from? And their answer would be, well, I listen to this other guy and this and that, and it makes sense, and I might as well make money off it. No, you don't make money. You're fucking stupid. All right, that's what's going on. So this is just what Citibank is doing. They're trying to get all these banks that are the Citibank slaves, getting them off that plantation and moving them to another slave plantation. That's all that's going on. And it's called the Regulated Liability Network. Let me check some comments. I'm going to go to the next article, which is related to this one right here. And I got a 1970 legend. Facts. Keep bringing it, Hulk. Thanks for that donation, 1970 legend. Yeah, I was deep diving last night. Pretty much what I do. Trying to show these people. So let me go to the next article. Now, here we go. I'm going to show you something right here. This is Codius. Let me do a copy paste. So what I just did before I send this article to you, what I just did is lay out how about 2 years ago, Citibank, one of the top three little pigs, suggested that we all need to end the money war and we all need to go on a brand new system, a brand new money system. Now, that system will be the XRP ledger, and that's good and all, but you need like brains, smart brains on this new ledger. This is what I'm going to show you right here. This is Codius. Codius has been around 10 years, and here it is. I just shared the link. This is massive right here. If you look at this, it's called Ledger Swarm. Tries to give a little picture of a beehive or something, maybe. The power of regulated liability network for real-time settlement. So now you have the XRP ledger. You have something called the RLN built on top of that. And now a third layer, you have something called Ledger Swarm. It says settle everything, everywhere, all at once. synchronizing ledgers at 1 million transactions per second. Do you know how often Bitcoin can settle how many transactions? Probably like, I'm going to just guess. I don't know offhand because I'm not an expert in Bitcoin and Ethereum because those are shit projects and I don't waste my time on shit projects. I'm going to say Bitcoin can handle like 50 transactions a second or maybe 13 or whatever. And then Ethereum maybe like a couple hundred. Well, this particular program, 1 million per second. Oh, damn. That's a damn comment. All right. So now I'm going to scroll down a little bit more. Says the next title of this is The Settlement Challenge. Every settlement of a financial transaction is a collection of ledger updates. So, according to this ledger swarm, you have a bunch of ledgers all around that are all connected. Well, that's interesting. Sounds kind of like interledger protocol from Ripple, but let me move on. So, when you have all these ledgers and they agree on something, boom, a transaction happens. That's what's happening right here. Ledger Swarm orchestrates ledger updates using regulated liability network protocol, creating an atomic transfer across all ledgers. Okay, so let's stop and let's look at this. Codius. So let me start in with Codius. Codius has been around for almost 10 years. Codius is never talked about on the internet because channels don't want to go to work and study what it is. What channels want to do is collect corporate money, corporate sponsors, do very, very little studying, spend probably an hour a day on their show and pull in, I don't know, 300,000 bucks a year in accredited investor type sponsors. Okay. So you're not going to hear what's on my channel. You're going to hear superficial dumb shit news. That's all you're going to hear. Like superficial dumb shit news. For example, when these platforms talk about the price of crypto each day, when these superficial dumb shit platforms talk about the Ripple trial every day, when these dumb shits talk about their gold card, like how you need to get a gold card or some shit every day, and I can go on and on. They'll read off the top news articles that are popular, and they'll spend about 1 minute for each article, which does nothing to teach you anything at all. What I'm showing you here is Codius. It's not mentioning Codius, but it says Ledger Swarm orchestrates ledger updates. That's Codius right there. We are like right at the point, in my opinion. Now, when I saw this article with this brand new platform that what orchestrates ledger updates, that's Codius. I've done a show on it. I'm going to show you a link to my Codius program that I've done already. But Ledger Swarm uses the regulated liability network. So what we got going on here is the RLN is the ledger of XRP. Then what Ledger Swarm is Codius. Codius is the brains of everything. This is what I'm showing you right here today. This Ledger Swarm is when the final, like we're at the final end of this whole race with crypto. I just want to let you know. I've done probably 4 shows on what Codius is. I've done at least 4 programs teaching you that in 2014 they had something called Codius. Ripple had something called Codius. It was designed to run the entire world, and it's all done. This was done in 2014. They repackaged it and called it Ledger Swarm. It orchestrates ledger updates. It's what it says here. Okay. It uses the RLN. That's basically the Ripple ledger right there. And it creates what? Atomic transactions across all ledgers. What is atomic transactions? That's when I send you money, and at the same time, you send me what I'm paying for right then. The only crypto that I've heard of that uses atomic settlement is Ripple, and it has real-time payments. So this whole Ledger Swarm thing, they're trying to look like it's a beehive or some shit like that. Great marketing ploy, I admit. If you scroll down, it says our solution, and it says Ledger Swarm is a distributed is a DLT orchestration layer using the RLN, Regulated Liability Network Protocol, that ensures that all parties to settlement digitally sign that settlement proposal before it's finalized. So now, so this the Ledger Swarm is an orchestration layer. That this is everybody. This is Codius right here. Codius is the brains. It's the god of everything crypto that's going on. Crypto, you have crypto, but it needs a smart contract to know what to do. That smart contract needs an oracle, but that oracle needs a smart oracle. When you throw in artificial intelligence, well, like I've been saying now with all this, you get something really massive. And what do I find it is? It's Ledger Swarm. That's what it is right now. Ledger Swarm creates a settlement path between the payer and the beneficiary. Let me scroll down. Ledger Swarm enhances compliance and regulatory management. So it shows here, I'm still scrolling down again. This page here shows business use cases for Ledger Swarm. Shows internal settlement, cross-border currency transfers, and then on the far right, I'm seeing here connectivity to external ledgers for innovation experimentation. It means this is connecting everything and talking to everything. It's talking about, now I'm scrolling down even more. Ledger Swarm sets the bar high, delivering speed at scale while being ledger agnostic. It says here, Ledger Swarm is a ledger agnostic. What we got going on is this. Ledger Swarm works on top of the XRP ledger on something called the RLN. And then the third layer would be Ledger Swarm. Ledger Swarm is ledger agnostic. That means it can work with like any ledger. Now, a lot of people are like, oh yeah, Ethereum, this and that. Well, the problem with Ethereum and the smart contracts and that dumb shit is that with Ethereum, you've got to speak Ethereum. Oh, now with this, you can speak any language. It understands you. It doesn't just have smart contracts like Ethereum. This has oracles and smart oracles and artificial intelligence. This is everything. This is the god of crypto, is what I'm showing you right now. And it's slowly being released to financial institutions all around the world. Because this is Codius. This is the end game right here. It's all being released right now as we see it. I'm showing you right here. Now it doesn't. Well, Crypto Hulk, it doesn't say the name Codius. Well, if you understand Codius, like me, you'll know this is it. Okay, we're at the home stretch. Codius is being released under the name Ledger Swarm. Okay, Ledger Swarm is ledger agnostic, meaning you could work with any of them. It doesn't need a particular one. Ledger Swarm offers easy interoperability across distributed ledger technology and traditional platforms and guarantees privacy and immutable reconciliation. So it guarantees privacy. So what does this mean? You don't need to use a Ripple private network. They've solved all the problems. Like I've told you already, I've done the Codius show like 4 times on my program. Each show goes for about an hour. I've broken down Codius, what it does, who invented it, and all this stuff. No other channel's been doing this that I'm aware of. This is the end. Like I truly feel they're getting everything set up. How long will it take to go global with this? Like about a year. So we're looking at it's a little while where this is going to happen. You got a presidential election coming up next year in November-ish or something. Okay, let's say 1 to 2 years this thing fully implements. Okay. What I'm reading off to you now is what I truly believe, and this is my belief. Most of the time, I'll have a web page that I can show you guys and stuff. I don't have this here. The only thing I can offer you is what I've studied about Codius. I'm seeing in Web Swarm, and I'll report on it, and I'll tell you that this is my best guess that this Ledger Swarm thing, this is Codius. This is the end, the god of all the crypto right now. And that's the end of the page. Now, I'm not going to get into clicking on all the different, like, about us and Ledger Swarm use cases. There's a lot of things I can get into with this website. I'm going to hold it right there. But I'll tell you what, this is my speculation. But because this just came out the other day, like last night, literally. So within the past 12 hours, I haven't had time to deep dive this shit, but I'm going to be looking into it. Just came out. But to me, from what I see, it's Codius. This is the final stage. Release Codius to the world because it's orchestrating. It's orchestrating everything. Remember, now that word's an interesting word. Let me look back here again. Hold on a minute. It says here, when you scroll down just like to the next page, Ledger Swarm orchestrates ledger updates. Remember me doing this for like the past 3.5 years? I hold this little pen. It's like an orchestra stick. I want you to see how 3.5 years ago I've been predicting to you what's going to happen. And guess what? I'm right, like always, and it's happening now. It says here, Ledger Swarm orchestrates ledger updates using the RLN, and it creates atomic transactions. I told you this. I'm the orchestra leader, and I'm moving my little pencil thing that the orchestra leaders have. And they tell, oh, you know what? Bass drums, get ready. Flutes, get ready. That's what's going on. I've been telling you this. Like an orchestra leader, have I not? Yes, you have, Crypto Hulk. Ledger Swarm orchestrates ledger updates. It's all happening right now. That's my opinion from what I see. Let me check some comments here real quick. I'll move on to the next article after this. We got XR Pureblood. Appreciate all you do, sir. Hulk, thanks. digital aspect. Thanks for your donation. Thanks for sacrificing sleep, Hulk Nation. Oh, yeah. Sean Wright, good stuff on Crypto Hulk. I watch all the XRP channels and never heard of this. Well, when you have a channel where you cater to accredited investors like these other channels, when you have a channel where you go to Las Vegas, I won't mention any particular come on in kind of channels and stuff, but when you go to Las Vegas, you jump up and down and you're celebrating a government agency, which you have no idea what it is. You think it's a private company. When all your speakers in Las Vegas are for accredited investors. So all the poor people, they want to belong. So they go to this sad event called Ripple Las Vegas or XRP, whatever the fuck it's called. I don't care what the name is. I don't need to be corrected about what the name is because it's embarrassing, actually. So you go to Las Vegas, you want to be part of something. I know you're a fucking loser. You want to like join something because your life is fucked. You know, you have your little shows, your little pathetic groups of people that you meet with, and you know, you run a small little channel. You got 10 people there, and you're like, "Go Ripple!" And then you want to go to Las Vegas, so you feel a part of something. I understand, totally understand. But I don't want you to look back because you will. You're going to look back when you realize that this channel is the truth, and then you went to Las Vegas to cheerlead for a government agency. Like that's fucking ridiculous. Yeah. And then you realize these channels you've been following are all for accredited investor companies. Now, what do? They sell dumb shit to rich people. So you've been supporting it. You see where all this is going? I'm going to move on. And let's see. So next, so we did the swarm, which is Codius. I'm going to show you this article here. Let me do a copy paste. It says here, technology used in the Federal Reserve DLT trial is spun out as Ledger Swarm. I'm not going to read this article. It's a very short article. The title again is Technology Used in the Federal Reserve DLT trial is spun out to be Ledger Swarm. What this article is showing is that some people believe, and I believe, the Federal Reserve has a DLT project that they've done and everything, and we've gone over it. And this particular reporter says it's Ledger Swarm, which I just went over. Okay. I'm going to show you a link, which is to my channel, because my channel has truth like no other channel has. We're going to copy and paste one of my shows. Crypto She-Hulk says, good morning. Good morning. Okay, so check this out. I sent you a link. I want you to go to the 1 minute, 28 second mark. And I'll give you a little bit of time to do that. 1 minute, 28 seconds. There you go. Time up. You're going to see Ripple Labs. And I've shown this before, and I'm going to keep showing it because this is everything. It's at the 1 minute, 23-second mark. It shows Ripple Labs meet the team. This is 2013. This is a web page that Ripple took down, but I still got it. Okay. I can't, it's not fully functional, but I still got it. And I got enough to show you that Apple was there from day one with Ripple and XRP. We don't hear Apple saying anything about Ripple or XRP, do we? No, we don't. Goldman Sachs was there from day one, 2013. We don't hear any proof about a Goldman Sachs partnership. Do we hear any proof? Let me ask you a question. All these dumb shits you listen to, okay, have they shown you that in 2013, Ripple Labs had Apple as their partner? No, they have not. These channels don't have a fucking clue. Of all the channels you listen to, have they told you that Goldman Sachs was there from day one? And did they show you proof? No, they have not. No other channel shows you proof like me. A lot of channels might say, oh yeah, this company was there from day one. But like people talk, but has anybody like shown you evidence? No, they haven't. Because they don't have any, because these channels have no value at all. Google, again, has any channel showed you from day one and proven to you that Google was a partner with Ripple day one? No, they have not. Okay. Now we move forward a little bit to the 1 minute and 26-second mark. We see that NASA, North Atlantic Space Administration, is a Ripple partner from day one in 2013. Has any other program shown you that evidence? No, they have not. That's a rhetorical question, by the way. You don't have to answer it. Now we see at 1 minute, 27 seconds, the New York Fed. Ripple partner since 2013. Has any other channel showed you evidence for this? No. And lastly, we're seeing the national, not going to say space, actually, national, not going to say security, not going to say administration, partner with Ripple from day one. No other channel showed you this. So we're going to back it up to the previous article. Technology used in the Federal Reserve DLT trial is spun out as Ledger Swarm. So now everybody, what we're seeing is this thing called Ledger Swarm, which I talked about already. This is Codius. And you've got the different government agencies. Everything is coming together with this Ledger Swarm thing. This whole new platform, like layer 3 type deal. This is it. This is the end game. They're setting out Ledger Swarm, which is Codius. And I'll show some links on that here in just a second. Now, a lot of people want to know, well, what is this regulated liability network? I'm going to show you right now. I'm going to breeze through the web page. Let me do a copy, paste. Robert Driscoll sends a donation to the channel. Let's see what we got. Robert Driscoll waiting for the Crypto Hulk Gala celebration. That'll be when everything's done. It's going to be a while. Sean Wright, good stuff on Crypto Hulk. I watched all the XRP channels and never heard anything like this. I think I read that one already. So here we go. I sent you that link. We're just going to go over this real quick. It shows the regulated liability network. We're going to scroll down to where it says about RLN and its contributors. This is the only section I'm going to go over here. What does it show? It shows somebody from Swift. It shows somebody in the second line, BNY Mellon, Ripple partner. Third line, it shows HSBC, which the executive from HSBC went to work for Ripple. We've got the ANZ, the one, two, three, four, five, six, number six down. It shows Luke Marriott, head of whatever job, whatever at ANZ. That's Australia, New Zealand Bank. They're Ripple partners. Next one after that, City Treasury and Trade Solutions. That's a Ripple partner. TD Bank is there. Wells Fargo's there, Ripple partner. Now let's look. I'm going to go to the next. I'm going to drop a little truth bomb right here. Do a copy and paste. HSBC executive. So, the people that made the regulated liability network, they're from HSBC and Swift. So, in this one article, I'm showing you how executives from both HSBC and Swift went to work for Ripple. This article is dated 7 years ago. This has been in the works forever. Okay. Next, the regulated liability network talks about BNY Mellon, America's oldest bank, BNY Mellon, right? And they happen to be a Ripple partner with the evidence that I'm showing you right here. Here's a Ripple page, and it shows BNY Mellon reinventing payments, okay? Next, you saw somebody from ANZ. That's Australia and New Zealand. Now, this is a massive Ripple partner kind of deal. Look at this article right here. Ex Ripple executive. Now, this is dated September of last year, almost 1 year ago. Ex Ripple executive to lead Australia's CBDC project. What you have here is a picture of and New Zealand's. And they're working on the regulated liability network. Now you're going to ask me, what is the regulated liability network, Crypto Hulk, and what banks are a member of that particular network? I'm going to show you right here. I'd like to thank Nicholas M for the donation. Hulk, you are Nardwar of crypto. Nardwar crypto. Well, I haven't heard that term. But I'll take the donation regardless, Nicholas. I thank you very much for that. Fred says it's fuzzy but working here. Yeah, I'm dropping a lot of information, so it's going to start getting all fuzzy. It always seems to happen like that. Once I start talking about real stuff, everything gets all fuzzy. YT back to its BS again. That's how you guys know. So the link that I sent shows what? Now this is from about a week ago. It says here the New York Fed. Now I've just shown you already, New York Fed is a Ripple partner from day one. And it shows Citibank, Ripple partner, Wells Fargo, Ripple partner, HSBC. I already showed you. We'll call it a Ripple partner. And they complete a digital currency trial. This news is like a week ago. It's from July 6, 2023. Again, we're seeing the New York Fed, Citibank, Wells Fargo, HSBC. What do? They complete a digital currency trial. They complete a crypto test. That makes sense, right? When I say crypto test is completed, oh, that makes total sense. You can see the article there. They're talking about the regulated liability network. Now, who's involved in this regulated liability? Let's scroll all the way down to the bottom of the article. It says participants. Crypto Hulk. Who are the participants? Well, BNY Mellon, Ripple Partner, Citibank, Ripple Partner, HSBC. Their executive, I just showed you, along with Swift, went to work for Ripple. MasterCard's a Ripple partner. The New York Innovation Center at Federal Reserve, that's a Ripple partner. I already showed you on the 2013 Ripple website. PNC Bank is, I'm almost positive, Ripple partner. You got Swift, TD Bank, Truist, US Bank, Wells Fargo, which is a Ripple partner, and the technology to make the regulated liability network is from Settle, which hired a Ripple executive, and it's hosted by Amazon Web Services. Amazon and Ripple are partners. I don't have that particular article right now. I could find it. It would take me about 20 seconds, but I'm not going to do it. I've already shown it before. Amazon, total Ripple partner. What are we seeing here? This is all Ripple. Now I'm going to start dropping truth bomb articles. I'm done with the hard work. Everybody's done with all the study time. The Watcher sends a donation. Let's see what they got here. Thanks for the deep dives, Hulk. You keep me going while I'm at work during my long hours. Hope I'm invited to the Hulk party when that day comes. Well, we shall see, shall we? First, truth bomb. Long-standing, hold on a sec. Long-standing Ripple partner, which is R3, teams up with MasterCard. So in this article, it's 2019. 4 years ago, Ripple is teamed up with R3, who teams up with MasterCard. Next truth bomb. I'm going to do a copy paste. Right there. MasterCard and Ripple's X-Spring, they join an industry group to promote blockchain education. I'm not going to get into that article. I just want to show you the relationship between Ripple and MasterCard and all these other companies that make up the regulated liability and Ledger Swarm. Ripple hires MasterCard's Cindy Young as European Managing Director. This happened 2 years ago. There's another relationship with MasterCard. Now we're going to talk about Citibank because they're all about this regulated liability network. Citibank is one of the three little pigs I've been talking about. Here's the title of that one. Just in, Citibank extends partnership with Ripple. Ripple powered Volante. There you go. Now, Wells Fargo was also mentioned in this regulated liability network. What does it say about Wells? Ripple partner and Wells Fargo. It says here, Ripple partner and Wells Fargo are collaborating on a Swift replacement. Now, here's Settle. Settle is worked in with this regulated liability network and that Ledger Swarm. It's almost like the same company. So let's read about Settle real quick. Settle, S-E-T-L, hires Ripple Global Head of Banking to lead the payments business. What I'm showing you, this is in 2021. 2 years ago, Ripple was in this regulated liability network, and they're using what we know as Settle Swarm right now. This is what the whole show is. And I'm showing you here, they just hired the Ripple executive. Next, here's Settle's actual website. You got the Settle, and it shows the regulated liability network powered by Settle. And then it shows Swarm. What we're seeing right here is all this stuff on one page. I just showed you right now. Here's where my show, we're coming to an end. The show's pretty much over. This latest post that I show you shows Settle that hired a top Ripple executive to work for them. They created something that is called the Regulated Liability Network, which is a platform, and Ledger Swarm. What we started off with the show is Codius, which is the brains of everything. Take a look on your own through this website. I'm not going to spend time on it because we're at the end, but this is where it all comes together right there. Now, here's an article, I'm not going to get into it, from about 2 years ago. Deals with Citibank. So now we're closing up my show. It's pretty much done. What we have is an article from 2021. It's called Settle Launches Multi-Bank Sandbox with Citibank for Scalable Banking Blockchain. Everybody, listen, everybody. 2 years ago, there's a company called Settle. They hired a Ripple executive to work for them to get things going because Settle is pretty much what the XRP ledger is and the crypto XRP. 2 years ago, Settle launches a multi-bank, they're all Ripple partners, sandbox. How they started this is with the sandbox, and Citibank has been right there from day one. Citibank's Tony McLaughlin has previously written about creating the Regulated Liability Network. It's a blockchain network where central banks, commercial banks, and e-money issuers participate in basically sending money around the world. Citi technology partner Settle. So I'm going to stop right there. Citi technology partner. Basically, let's go back again to what CryptoHawk said. You got the three little pigs. I started with the three little pigs 3.5 years ago and said that these three banks, JP Morgan, Citibank, and HSBC, they move all the money in the world. Now let's think. If those three banks move pretty much 90% of the money in the world, who's going to be the biggest loser if Ripple is successful? It's these three banks. So what Citibank did of these three banks is join up with Ripple, and they joined what, Volante or whatever it was I showed you earlier. So Citibank basically joins with Ripple through a company called Volante, and Citibank joins with Settle. So you got a Ripple partner joining with Settle, who hires a Ripple executive. You know what? Let's just call it for what it is. Settle is Ripple, the regulated liability network that partnership makes, the RLN, that's all Ripple. And Swarm, Ledger Swarm, which is the basis of this show, is Codius. Now I'm going to show you a link. I've got almost like nothing left on this show. I'm going to do a copy paste. What I'm doing right here is showing you. I did a 2-minute video on Codius, all right? For those people that want extra study, you can go to my 2-minute video on Codius, and it'll kind of show you what's going on with Codius. Next, I'm going to show you a link. I did a 1 hour and 8-minute show on Codius as well. There's that link. So if you want to know what the hell is Codius, I break all this down for you. So the Ledger Swarm is the final project. You've got right here is the XRP ledger. On top of that, you got like the regulated liability network. And on top of that, Swarm. There you go. It's all done. Okay. What we're seeing right now is Codius being rolled out. Codius has been activated. The god of all the crypto has been activated. It's being rolled out. And that's the end of the show. We're at the 1 hour mark, 1 hour, 1 minute. Says here, Swarm is building digital aspect. That is for sure. Great gatherer of facts, but what does this do for us as XRP holders? Is it just that we are a part of the final plan? Well, I thought that was pretty. Okay, so look, what I just got done explaining is a whole system of how the world's going to work. So, Swarm, Ledger Swarm is Codius. Codius is the brains. If you watch my video Codius, which you probably won't because most people only have about 2 minutes to spend. Most people want to spend 2 minutes learning about crypto and then be a millionaire. That's interesting to me. But if you have more than 2 minutes, watch my Codius video that takes an hour. What I break down there is what is Codius? How does it work? What does it do? What is it made of? This and that. It's pretty much XRP. Everything we're talking about on this show right now is XRP. The whole world is built on XRP, and there's all these different players involved. So that's going to answer your question. As far as what does it have to do with XRP, it's everything XRP. It's all based, like XRP is at the bottom. Then they put a layer of this, layer that, it's all XRP. So go ahead and watch my video for an hour, and it'll tell you what Codius is. It'll explain everything. And if you don't want to watch it, fine. Just don't ask questions if you don't want to watch the videos. That's A-okay with me. Yeah, YouTube is definitely a joke. Thank you, Hulk, says G-O. G-O. All right, that'll do it. This is Crypto Hulk. I got to get going. I got almost 300 people on the show. That's why I mentioned the movie 300 from like 20 years ago or whatever it is, because I got normally I have about 300 people watching this show. I'll work on another show right now. What's the time? 7:30. I'll make another show in about 11 hours from now. I'll see everybody.